Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. And now it's time to find out what's up with Richard. And on today's agenda, we're going to look at my new acquisition, a TerraTrike EVO. This is the Bosch Performance Line Cruise Motor. It is a pedal assist motor. In other words, the trike isn't going to move unless I'm turning the cranks. It has 4 levels of assistance, and we'll go over those next. And this is the Kiox Display. I have it turned on with this switch right here. And down here, this is really the control panel. So we can go through the different assist levels by pushing this little plus button, and you can go back down by pushing the minus button. So right now we're in gray, which means there is no assist. Green is eco. I push it one more time. Tour. And then the purple is a sport. And then turbo. And then we can go back down. If I can find the button here. There we go. And then we have these buttons here, which will scroll through some information. Here it tells me the time. It's 1:42 in the afternoon today. It's got the range. There is no range there because I don't have it connected to the eConnect. I'll talk about that in a minute. The time of the trip distance, more information, revolutions per minute, and what do we have? My power. And then there is a place for beats per minute for heart rate, but I don't have any of that. Max speed, average speed. And then this display shows all that stuff in one. I now have 334 miles on the trike. If I go back, I can go backwards here. This is one thing that my phone does not do. It won't give me elevations. And I'm not sure why. I do remember reading that your phone has to do it in a certain way for it to read it. But that's not a big deal for me. And of course, I could plan a mobile route, but you have to set that up with the eBike Connect. And you can see that the battery has, 56% power left. It's not connected to the phone yet. It is Wi-Fi capable. And I have no clue what that thing is. And back to start. Now let's take a look at the eBike Connect app, which syncs with the Kiox Display. First, tap on the icon to the home page. At the bottom of that particular page there are 4 windows. Right now we're in the first window on the left. This window gives us overall information on last month's rides. This month's rides, including distance, average speed, ascent, and calories burned. Also, it gives us some information on our last ride, at least miles and time riding. Here we see a map of the ride, if your phone's set up to use it. Swipe left to see more data, like calories, average speed, max speed, ascent, descent, max altitude, and cadence, and of course, average user power. Swipe again to see a map of the ride and a scale showing altitudes. The blue slide button on the bottom makes a bicycle icon slide along the scale, coordinating with the map, so you can see what altitude is where you are on the map. In the middle of the page there are 3 more buttons. Tap on speed. It shows the map and scale again, syncing speed, scale, and map. This allows you to see how fast you're going at each stage of your ride. Tap on the cadence button. The cadence data is shown exactly the same way as it is on the previous buttons. Tap on the power button and your power output is shown. Swipe left again, and your power contribution and riding mode usage are shown. Now, let's head back to home. The second window on the bottom, the three little rectangles, shows your recent activities, and you can review each by tapping on them. The third window, the folded map, is navigation on Kiox. I haven't used this yet, so I'll need to let you know how it works at a later date. And the fourth window, a bike icon, gives sync information, battery power remaining, and allows you to name your bike. All in all, a pretty outstanding app. Now, let's head back to the trike. The seat is a mesh seat, and of course you can see that it does have some side padding here. I've had to adjust it 2 times because from new until the first couple hundred miles it seemed to be okay, but then it seemed to loosen up. It's not a major issue. You just have some straps in the back that you have to tighten up. And located underneath the seat we have the Bosch 400 watt-hour battery pack that goes along with the motor and the Kiox display very well. And there's 50% charge on it, and the way I know that is because my Kiox told me so. In order to get the battery off, you need a key to unlock it here. And up here, you can charge it on the bike, which I have not done yet. And then you can turn it on or off with that button right there. All the tires on the bike are WUWR tires, a Taiwanese tire company. It was supposed to come with Schwalbe Marathon tires. And when I contacted TerraTrike, they got back to me right away. They said when the bike was produced that they had trouble with the supply chain. And unfortunately, this was one of the bikes that didn't get the marathons. However, I did get a fairly sizable discount on the trike, so I was able to buy some other things, and I'll just replace these when it's time. These are 20 by 1.95s, and in the back, we have a 24 by 1.95. So far, they've been rolling fairly well, and knock on wood, no flats. Taking a quick break right now, and I think you can see why. Whoa! And now we can take a little bit of a look at the drivetrain, and as you can see, we have a 10-speed micro shift cassette, along with a micro shift derailleur, chain, and this little bugger right here was not attached very well when I first got the bike. I heard a very strange noise. I wasn't sure what it was because it was in the first 30 miles I had the bike, and lo and behold, the chain had come off and started rubbing against this little protector here. Yeah, this had loosened up and the chain came off. That's why you carry a multi-tool. I put it back on, no issues since then. TerraTrike supplies all their trikes with pedals and then a safety strap. I wasn't sure I was going to like those, but I've gotten used to them. And until I get better at pedaling, I'm just going to keep them on there. I'm not sure what I would change them to, even though I have some ideas. Unfortunately, those ideas are very expensive. And on this handlebar, we have the Microshift 10-speed XCD shifter. It's a trigger shifter. Push this lever forward and you are shifting down to lower gears. And on the other side of the handlebar, we have this one right there, and that happens to be the shifter that will go to your next higher gear. Of course, you have the brake levers. And we do have a parking brake on here. Very simple to operate. Just pull this forward, push this down, and release. And now the parking brake is on. Very handy when you're getting on and off the trike. And the brakes are the Avid BB7s. So far, so good. Even though I noticed on the right brake that we're having a little bit of a noise issue, it still brakes fine. The bike is due for a checkup anyway, so I'll have it looked at when I take it to the bike shop. Let's take a look at the trike from back to front. Now I'll talk about all the little extras I put on there with the money I saved when I bought the trike at a different time. Coming up over the back, the seat, which I've noticed lately has been creaking a little more than it used to. And this would be the cockpit. And even though the seat's been creaking, it's been pretty darn comfortable. No complaints there. I was going to go and take you out for a ride, but I think we'll put that off until next time.